Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first, I guess, webcast of Michael's Corner, where I'm just going to pick random topics to talk about because I like to talk. Mhm. But anyway, my name is Michael Moore, 39 years of age. I have associates in psych, undergrad in behavioral science from Duquesne. I worked in human services for almost 20 years now, running a father's program, teaching martial arts to the community. Um, I currently work as assistant director of a homeless shelter and part time as a behavioral health associate at a psych hospital. Um, you know, I love helping people. That's kind of part of my design. Um, Especially from the way that I was brought up. So that's a little bit about me as I transition to what I'm actually going to be talking about. Um, so today I'm going to kind of gear this toward guys. I'll try to be as unisex as possible when I'm talking about these different subjects, but today I'm going to gear this toward guys. So, as you know, guys are designed to mate. And I don't just mean in a sexual type of way. We are designed to look for that so called missing rib. So a lot of our personalities and a lot of our ideologies come from um, how we are nurtured by the woman around us, whether that be mom, sister, aunt, you know, best friend, whatever female that was in your life that you grew up with. It's like your first initial attraction to women. They are either the cause of the breaking the cycle of dysfunction or causing dysfunction, as well as some of the males and how they teach you to approach women. But that's kind of getting a little off topic. Um, so, for example, if a man is out there selling drugs, trying to have a street persona, grinding, he's looking for a certain type of woman that fits within that criteria. He's doing it to have money, to look cool, so the woman will like him. It's not just about the hustle and trying to eat, because let's face it, realistically, there's a lot of ways to eat where you don't have to portray a certain image. Same thing with, the guys that, go through life and try to be extremely successful, build these big businesses, have these flashy cars, and, look nice, dress nice. They're trying to attract women, because that's what our design and what our makeup is led to be. So we try to put on a persona in order to attract women before we actually get into later adulthood and look at self and be comfortable with who we are as individuals, not realizing that being your true self is going to attract the right type of woman. I struggle with that a lot. I built my whole identity based on trying to be a nice guy, because that's what women always said they wanted around me when they were younger. So I always tried to be the nice guy. I always tried to be the guy that tried to say yes and cater to women and do this and do that. So that was always a big part of my personality in life. Then I learned that that's not what all women want, because then someone would say, "Oh, well, you're too nice." I mean, that still, kind of appalls me a little bit, but there is such thing as being too nice, which, and essentially they were saying I didn't have a backbone to stand on my own. That's what it really means. Um, so then, when I started to develop that backbone and be a lot more assertive, I become a little bit more of an a-hole. So now I became the extreme opposite of a yes man, which was like, nah, that ain't gonna happen. You ain't getting that from me. I'm cool. Who cares what you feel? So now I became more than, I became more of an asshole than a nice guy. So I went from one extreme to the next to try to fit in this category of trying to find the right woman. Um, and then I kept attracting certain type of woman. Um, and I didn't understand why. Like, why would I attract this woman who's like dysfunctional? because the truth of the matter is, I was the one that was dysfunctional. I was not honest with myself. I didn't know who I was. I didn't have self-esteem. So all these demons I was battling inside was the thing that stopped me from having a great progression with finding a good mate. Um, and also, my spirit was dampened by a lot of the things that I did. You know, I grew up Christian, so I'm sorry about that, but I think I was talking about looking at the things that are broken inside me to attract certain type of women. So, you know, I'm thinking, wow, I keep getting all these crazy women because I was crazy. I was the one that was dysfunctional. I was the one that had something going on with me that had me attracting these certain type of women. And like I said, my spirit was dampened. So I had to get back into my spirituality. I had to start healing myself internally, you know, working on me as an individual before I started to attract a better class of woman, you know, um, that will be a little bit more evenly yoked with who I am. Never really been one for the streets. I'm not super nerdy, but I like education. You know, I'm a kind of a, you know, a mix of a lot of things that kind of are set outside of what we would consider norm. So I had to find someone who would appreciate me for everything that I am, truthfully. So it wasn't actually until recently that I figured this out, which thank God I met me a lovely young lady who has finally accepted me for me. And what I did, which is my whole point, 6 minutes in to share with you guys, is transparency. I reached a state of, of being so tired of running into the wrong people and the wrong women. And even after working on me, that I just said, you know what? I'm going to lay all my stuff on the table. You know, no, I don't got the biggest house. No, I don't got the best car. Yes, I struggle with a temperament. Yes, this and that is a bad with me. So I threw everything on the table, and I figured if they run and they don't want to deal with it, then that's not the one for me. But the one that chose to stay after I poured all this stuff out had to see something special in me and accept me for all my bad and all my good, you know, all at once. So through that, I learned that transparency as a man and comfortability with who you are as an individual, you know what I mean, brings about the right type of woman for you. So, for my guys, my message here today is this: when you're looking for a woman, be transparent, okay? If you're a Marvel geek, be a Marvel geek. Geek the fuck out, okay? That's all I can say. Be a Marvel geek. Do whatever you want to do. All right. If you are an athlete, you know, ball hard. You know, whoever you are, truthfully, whoever you are, lay everything on the table. You know, and let the woman decide whether or not that's something she wants to deal with, because then that puts less stress on you to have to chase. You know, you tell them that you are initially interested. Hey, I'm interested. I want to talk to you. I want to get to know you. But first, let me tell you who I am, and you can make the choice yourself. You know, beyond physical attraction, you know, beyond, you know, chemistry attraction. We're talking about soul, heart, spirit connection, that truth that lies deep within someone. You know, that right there is how you truly start to, you know, open a woman up to make her feel safe, secure, and comfortable in letting out who she is to you. You know, transparency is truthfully the key to building a positive relationship. And then from transparency, we talk about, you know, love, trust, commitment, you know, all that, you know, God, you know, how those all play key factors in a relationship. Never be afraid to be honest. Never be afraid to be honest. And we all get afraid to be honest at times. We don't want to be honest with our mate, but our mate is supposed to be our best friend. So we have to be honest. And sometimes it might be the hardest thing to do, but never be afraid to be honest, because honesty in any relationship is going to be the smoothest road. All right, you might, you might see some ugly, you might see some things you don't like, but if I'm honest and tactful and genuine, and that person loves me, they're gonna respect it holistically and say, you know what, I really appreciate the fact that you were honest, you know. And again, like I said, it saves a lot of time on chasing, you know, someone. Could you imagine meeting someone on a dating site and once you meet them, they're completely not who they are? You're feeling some type of way. Or you meet someone on a dating site and they're exactly who they said they are, and you're exactly who you said you are. I mean, that's amazing. That's beautiful. You know, so that's my Mike's corner for today. You know, transparency for my guys. You know, work on it, be about it, live it. God bless.